The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our webcast today. We will be discussing PTC Creo design exploration and extension. I'd like to send a special hello to my friend Banish Kumar out there. Hopefully you are doing well, buddy. I am Matt Tognerelli. I am the moderator. I'm in charge of marketing and business development here at Barry-Wehmiller International. Nitin Sharma is our presenter, and he is a senior application engineer here at Barry-Wehmiller International, and he will be presenting the webcast this afternoon for us. To give you a quick agenda, we'll begin with a brief BWI intro, who we are, how we help manufacturers with solutions across the product lifecycle for those who are new to our webcast series. And then we will go right into a presentation around and along with a live demo, and wrap up with a quick Q&A at the end. You're all currently in listen-only mode, but you can write your question in throughout the webinar, and we'll be sure to answer them at the end of the webcast. Barry-Wehmiller International is the global engineering and enterprise consulting division of Barry-Wehmiller, a U.S.-based manufacturing leader with over 10,000 team members and operations worldwide, going on over 130 years of business and approaching a $2.5 billion annual revenue. Our division provides total solutions across the product lifecycle, helping manufacturing leaders drive more business and engineering value. Barry-Wehmiller has a rich manufacturing legacy tracing back to 1885, serving all sizes of businesses ranging from small and mid-sized to Fortune 1000 manufacturers. We provide solutions for a diverse group of customers spanning the globe in Europe, Asia, and US, from small companies to large household names and everything in between. I have a few quick poll questions, and then we'll get right into Nitin's presentation. First one is, what version of Creo are you currently using? And what Alrighty. Next question. What are you currently using for data management? Alrighty, and our last and final one, and we will get into the presentation here. Are you currently using Creo design exploration? Alrighty. And with that, I will pass it over to Nitin. Thank you, everyone, for participating in our poll questions. And Nitin, I will make you the presenter and let you go from there. All right, Nitin, you should be.
All right, Matt, can you see my screen?
I can, yes.
All right, so let's get started. So, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Design Exploration Extension webcast presented by Barry-Wehmiller International. My name is Nitin Sharma, and I work with BWI as an applications engineer, and I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, with the release of Creo Parametric 3.0, PTC also came out with a few extensions like Unite Technology, Intelligent Partner Extension, and also Design Exploration Extension. And the addition of these new tools has made PTC's suite of products even more robust and powerful than ever before. In today's webcast, we are going to give you an introduction to the Design Exploration extension in PTC Creo Parametric 3.0, along with some tips. Before we jump into the live demonstration, I have a few slides that I want to share with everyone today. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, when it comes to your current processes in product development, I want to throw a few questions out to the audience that I want you to think about as we go through this presentation. First of all, how do you try out different concepts or even different modeling approaches for the same concept? How do you handle complex design changes either in your own models or updates made by other users? And finally, how do you evaluate different ideas and eventually implement design changes to the final models? Now, if these are the scenarios you are dealing with, then the answer to that is using DEX. Now, these are some of the challenges that we face with respect to product evaluation today. Changing a product design and exploring new ideas is a technical challenge, especially when developing complex systems with a number of interdependent components. Typically, what we do is back up models or create duplicate copies and save them on different folders to avoid confusion. And most importantly, to avoid risking your original model, depending on the number of different variations you want to try, you are more likely to end up with multiple versions of the product. Then to try out our ideas, we repeatedly back up our models to folders by closing and cleaning session over and over again, and manually revisiting and reviewing massive iterations until making a final decision. Now, furthermore, if you want your design variations for the drawing the reviews later on, you are likely to end up with a number of screenshots for that purpose. After all these steps, you end up with multiple duplicates in different locations. Each has different iterations, and now you need to figure out manually how to get the right variations back into the real models and what goes where. Now, using our PTC Design Exploration extension, it is targeted to address common challenges users typically face while evolving new decisions or making extreme changes. It helps you to streamline the process of evaluating new designs and deciding on changes to the design without risking your original model. Now, using PTC's Creo Design Exploration extension, first of all, DEX gives your designs a robust platform where you can play around with your models risk-free without worrying about messing up anything or losing any information. And as I said, that is done by, first of all, creating a snapshot of the entire content. Now, what I have over here is a very simple model that we are going to do our demonstration on, and followed by that, we are also going to use an assembly file to do the same kind of demonstration. Now, as I said, over here in Creo Parametric, if we want to try any design variations, all those design variations can be saved in sessions with different checkpoints. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start or create a new design exploration session and provide it a meaningful name. So I can call it design changes. Now, if you would like, you can also go and specify a description for it and say OK. Now, once we have a design exploration session started, you would notice right over here that by default, system automatically creates a checkpoint known as pre-modified. And this is nothing but our original model. Now from here onwards, if we do want to go and make any changes to the model, we can simply go and store those changes as separate checkpoints. Now, first of all, I want to go and create a feature right over here that would have a rectangular shape. Now, once I have made that change to my original model, I can simply go and save this change as a checkpoint. And I'm going to specify a meaningful name for it. Now, not only we can specify meaningful name for these checkpoints, we can also specify some keywords that can be used for searching for any of these checkpoints in case you have multiple ones created, and also add any comments to it. Now, as I said, any of these incremental changes can be saved along over here in this .tmz file, or also known as the design exploration session, and all these changes would be saved as different checkpoints. Now, any additional changes we want to make to our models, we can simply go and make them from here and save them inside the session. And furthermore, if we do want to go and try more design variations over here, I will simply go and make those changes. And once those changes are made, we can simply go and save those changes as different checkpoints. Now, not only that, another important aspect that we have about our design exploration extension is, at any point of time, if you want to go back to a previous design change, you can simply go to that particular checkpoint and activate it. And you have all your design models or design variations saved right over here in this one checkpoint tree that is created for your design exploration extensions.tmz session file. Now, not only any design changes, if you do want to go and create changes based on the appearances, that can also be done. And again, once the change is made, I will simply go and add that as another checkpoint. Now, having the capability of going back and forth between the design variations, it allows you to split from every checkpoint to different directions without overriding previous ones or losing any of the changes. Now again, if I do go and try more design variations for the appearance itself, I can go and create that as another checkpoint and create a substructure for that. Now, once we have all these design variations created for our models, the next thing that we can also do is we can simply go and make modifications to these existing checkpoints. If we do want to do any such thing, we will simply go activate that checkpoint, whatever we want to make our changes to. Once we have our checkpoint activated, we can simply go and add more features and make those design changes. So everyone, if you would notice right over here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go and add a couple of design variations to this slanted cut that I have created. One that has a round created on top of it, and another one that has a chamfer created on top of it. So again, if I do want to quickly toggle between any of these design variations, I can simply go and activate a checkpoint. Now, the next important thing that we have over here is at any point of time, if we do want to go and make any changes to an existing checkpoint, we can simply go and make those changes. And once those changes are made, you can update that specific checkpoint. Now, in this particular case, if I would like that change to be added as another checkpoint, I will simply go and ask the system to do so and specify a name for it. And that way we have multiple different design variations of our model created, and all these design variations are saved with different checkpoints. Now, looking at some of the options over here that are available to us on the left-hand side, usually what we do is at any time whenever we have made any design variations, we will simply go and make those design changes first. And once those design changes are made, we can go and add those design changes as a new checkpoint. So this operation can be performed right from here. Now, not only that, if we have made any changes to an existing checkpoint and we want that particular checkpoint to be updated, that can be done from here. Also, if we do want to delete any of those checkpoints, we have the operation that can be performed right from here. Now, a very important option that we have available to us is if we want to compare the different models and see what are the differentiating steps between our original model and any of those checkpoints created, we can simply select that checkpoint, activate it, and ask the system to show us the changes that have been made to the checkpoint. So in this particular case, if you would notice, we have this feature that was originally suppressed, but for this variation of the design model, we resumed that cut feature. And if you would notice, based on the color coding that has been specified in front of the feature's name, we can see what those changes are based on the color coding that is available at the very bottom of this dialog box. So that is something that can also be done. Now, the most important thing that we are all worried about is what happens if Creo crashes at this particular stage. Now, it is a very good practice that once you have created multiple checkpoints, you can simply go over here and back up all your models that are currently in the session. Now, most of the times, whenever we have these multiple design variations created, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go through the design review process and finally select a design that would become our original model. Now, at any point of time, if we do want to go and apply these checkpoint changes to our original models, I can simply go and do that right from here. Now, by default, the system is going to apply those changes to your original model. Not only that, it is also going to store all these incremental changes that are created as checkpoints as a design exploration session file that has a file extension of .tmz. Now, once we have saved the session, once we have applied the changes to our original model, we can simply save it. And just to verify it, if we do go and open that model over here again, we would notice all the changes that we have made to it are applied to the original model. Now, at any point of time, if we do want to go and look at any of those variations, we can simply go and open those existing exploration sessions. Now, over here, this was the last session that we created for making changes to our arm part. So if I want, I can simply go and ask the system to open that for us, along with retrieving that model itself. Now, again, at any point of time, as I said, if we want to go and try out the different design variations, we can simply come over here and select those particular checkpoints and activate them. Now, if we want to go and change our original model or replace it with any of these design variations over here, I will simply go and open my session and apply those changes to our original model. As again, I will go and save this file, and just to verify, we will go and open it right from here. Now, this particular design exploration extension, it works pretty similar for our assemblies as well. Again, just like the last model we looked at, if we do want to go and make any design variations to our assemblies, we can go and create these DEX session files. So again, we will start with specify a meaningful name for it. And once we have that, we will notice this checkpoint tree added right next to our model tree. And again, just like our last case, I will simply go and make any of those incremental changes to it. And once we have those changes made, we will simply go and save those changes with checkpoints. Now, from over here, again, if we would notice, the very first thing that the system does for us in case of PTC DEX extension is it will save our original model with the very first checkpoint created known as pre-modified. And after that, any of those incremental changes that will be made, we can create different and new checkpoints for them. So for the first change over here, I want to go and try a design variation that has 5 flanges on the body part instead of 3. So I'm simply going to go and make that change, and once that change is made, I will go and add that change as a checkpoint. And again, furthermore, if we do want to go and try more design variations, I will simply go and make those changes. And activating back our assembly, regenerating our model, and adding that as a new checkpoint. Now, not only that, if we do want to go and replace any components from here with a different component in our assembly, those changes can be captured over here with the use of these checkpoints. So one such instance that we have over here is the use of this bolt. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go and replace this bolt with another different bolt that is available to us in our library. And before we do go and make those changes, I want to highlight that bolt piece right over here. And I'm also going to edit the reference table for it. And once we have that, we would notice we have a new variation of our assembly created that has these new cross bolts. Once that change is made, I will simply go and add that as a checkpoint. And there we have is a new checkpoint created. And again, here we end up with all these different design variations of our models. Now, as we already saw, if we do want to go and create sub-branches of any of these checkpoints, we can simply go back to them and activate them. And once we have activated them, we can go and make any changes to them and save those as different checkpoints. And here are all of our different design variations. Now, at any point of time, if we do want to go and see any additional information related to these checkpoints, we can simply go and use this icon on the top over here and ask the system to enable the view of these columns. And once we go over here and expand it, you guys would notice we have all these columns created over here, and these columns can show you relevant information regarding the keywords that have been specified for a specific checkpoints, along with the comments and also the time of creation of these checkpoints as well. Now, very similarly, if we do like, we can simply go and select any of these checkpoints from here, and whatever is the checkpoint that we want to make our original model, we can simply go and activate it and apply those design changes to our original file. And just to verify that, we are going to go back and reopen that assembly file right from here. So, guys, the last thing that we have over here is looking at some of the advantages of using or benefits of using Design Exploration Extension. One thing that we have noted so far over here is we can go and quickly create a number of iterations for our models and make dynamic changes to them. And all these different design changes are stored as checkpoints in our DEX session. Not only we can toggle between these different checkpoints, we can also compare these different variations of the models, and also develop any of these different design ideas simultaneously. Now, the most important option that we have also available to us is, before we do go and make any changes to our original model, we can evaluate all these options before making any changes. And that is how we can go and use our Design Exploration Extension for trying our multiple design changes. Right, so everyone, if you do have any questions at this point of time regarding what we have seen, or anything that is relevant to it, please go ahead and send your questions to Matt, and we can try to answer a few of them right now.
All right, thanks, Nitin. Well, as your questions are coming in here, we'll kind of do a little. Just remind you that if you are looking to improve your PTC skills to the next level, we also do provide certified training in 8 of our training facilities. We also do virtual training and in-house trainings as well if need be. So you can check out our training schedule on bwi.com, or if you have any questions, you can also reach out to our National Training Manager, Joe Farhat, directly if you have any training questions. And then also upcoming events and promotions. We'll be attending PTC Liveworks, so come on by and say hello to us if you're attending. Also, there's a discount pass, BWIC 2016, to receive a discount for your pass if you're interested in that as well. It looks like we got a couple questions here for you, Nitin. see here. So the first one is where the TZM files are stored, can be stored on Windchill, and how other users can access these TZM checkpoints.
So Matt, all these TMZ files that we go and save our sessions as, all these files can be managed in your Windchill. They can be managed in your data management system. And also, by default, what happens is, at any point of time, whenever we are saving these TMZ files, it will only save the different design variations of our models, but not the original, to avoid the conflict when this file is saved on our data management system.
Okay, all right, thanks. Next one is, let's see. Can you store the changes from multiple parts assemblies in one TZM file, or is it required to have TZMs individual?
Okay, so if I am understanding the questions correctly, if we are making any of those design changes from the assembly itself, any of the design variations we are making to the models or the assembly itself, all those changes would be stored in the TMZ file along with the assembly itself.
All right, one last question. Does this work with skeleton and top-down design?
Yes, absolutely it does.
Alrighty. It looks like that's all the questions that we have for today. So we will kind of wrap things up here. A couple of last slides here, and you guys can enjoy the rest of your weekend. So as a reminder, all of our webcasts are archived, and you can see them on our website as well, bwi.com, and you can view them at your convenience. And with that, we'll wrap things up today. If you do have any further questions, need any further services, please feel free to reach out to myself, Matt Tognerelli, and my email is there. And you can contact me, and we will do what we can to help you out and answer your questions. So thank you for joining us for the webcast today. We look forward to seeing you next month at our next webcast, and hope everyone has a great day and great afternoon. Thank you.